Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum dear cadets. Welcome to the new lecture. Today our topic is role of sunlight in photosynthesis, or you may say source of energy for photosynthesis. So in this lecture we will study the role of sunlight in the process of photosynthesis or importance of sunlight for photosynthesis. As you know that sun is the main source of energy for all living organisms on the earth. Sun is the main source, or you may say sun is the ultimate source of energy for all living organisms. And you already know that light is a kind of energy that travels in the form of electromagnetic waves. Light is a kind of energy, light energy, or you may say solar energy. It is a kind of energy that travels in the form of electromagnetic. EM stands for electromagnetic waves. You may know that there are two types of waves, mechanical waves and electromagnetic waves. What are mechanical waves? Those waves which need a medium for its propagation. They are called mechanical waves. For example, sound waves is an example. Sound waves is an example of mechanical waves. For sound to propagate, it needs air. On the other hand, those waves which don't need any medium for its propagation, they are called electromagnetic waves. So sunlight is actually an electromagnetic waves which don't need any medium for its propagation. So light is a kind of energy that travels in the form of electromagnetic waves, and sunlight contains different wavelengths. The sunlight contains different wavelengths ranging or occurring between gamma rays and radio rays. And you already know that light moves in waves. Light moves in waves, and its energy is contained in packets called photons. Light moves in waves, and its energy is contained in small packets called photons. What is photon? Photon is actually smallest packet of light energy. The smallest packet of light energy is called photon. So light moves in waves and its energy is contained in small packets called photons. Or you may say light come in small packets called quanta. Singular is quantum. In a single quantum or packet of light is known as photon. So photon, what is photon? The smallest packet of light energy is called photon. So as we studied that sunlight contains different wavelengths ranging from or occurring between gamma rays and radio rays, different wavelengths. The human eye can only see the light of certain wavelength. This symbol is called lambda. It represents wavelength. The human eye can only see the light of certain wavelength, which is called visible light, that ranges from 390 to 760 nanometer in wavelength. Now, if you look into this diagram, this is the sun. The sunlight contains different wavelengths ranging between or occurring between the radio rays and gamma rays. Out of these wide range of waves, the human eye can only see the light of certain wavelength, which is shaded as this red. The human eye can only see the light of certain wavelength, which is called the visible light, this is the visible region of the electromagnetic spectrum. If then we have zoomed this visible region, so this visible region ranges from 390 nanometer to 750 or 60 nanometer in wavelength. This is called the visible light or visible spectrum, which consists of 7 colors: Vibgyor, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. Here on this side, on the right side, there is infrared followed by radio waves or radio rays, and on the left side of the visible light or the visible spectrum is ultraviolet rays, which have lesser wavelength than visible spectrum, while infrared and radio waves have higher wavelength than visible spectrum. So the human eye can only see the light of certain wavelength, which is called visible light, or this is called visible spectrum, that ranges between 360 to 760 nanometer in wavelength. So remember that sunlight is a form of electromagnetic energy, also called electromagnetic waves or electromagnetic energy, also called radiations. These are also called radiations, rays also called radiations. And the full range of electromagnetic radiations, full range means the all wavelengths of the sunlight, all rays, that is ultraviolet rays, X-rays, gamma rays, infrared rays, radio waves. So this full range of electromagnetic radiations is called electromagnetic spectrum. This is overall, it is called electromagnetic spectrum. And out of this electromagnetic spectrum, this is a visible region which can be seen by the human eye, and it ranges from 390 to 760 nanometer in wavelength. It is called the visible spectrum or visible light, which consists of 7 colors with Vibgyor, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. This violet is actually bluish purple shade, while indigo is a dark blue shade. Now only 40% of the total sunlight, this is the total sunlight, only 40% of the total sunlight that enters our atmosphere reaches the Earth's surface. Only 40% of the total sunlight that enters our atmosphere reaches the Earth's surface, while the other 60% is either absorbed by water. This green line shows ozone layer. The other 60% is either absorbed by water, ozone. You know that ozone is present in the stratosphere of the stratosphere layer of the atmosphere. Stratosphere, you already know, it contains ozone, so it is also known as ozonosphere. So the other 60% is absorbed by water, ozone, or other gases in the atmosphere. So only 40% of the total sunlight that enters our atmosphere reaches the Earth's surface. The other 60% is either absorbed by the water, ozone, or other gases in the atmosphere. But only 1% of it is used in photosynthesis. And this small portion of sunlight, only 1% is used in photosynthesis, and this small portion of sunlight sustains all life forms, all living organisms on the earth. This small portion of sunlight sustains all forms of life on earth. So once again, A brief revision is that sunlight contains of different wavelengths, different rays called radiations, and the entire or full range of electromagnetic radiations is called electromagnetic spectrum, which ranges are occurring between the gamma rays and radio rays. And this is the visible region, that is, this is the region, this is the wavelength of the light that can be seen by the human eye, which is called visible spectrum. It consists of 7 colors and it ranges from 390 to 750 nanometer in wavelength. Only 40% of the total sunlight that enters our atmosphere reaches to the Earth's surface. The other 60% is either absorbed by water, ozone or other gases in the atmosphere, and only 1% of it is used in photosynthesis, and that small portion of sunlight sustains all forms of life on Earth. Now, what is spectrum? We can define the spectrum as the arrangement of wavelength. The arrangement of wavelength or frequency. F stands for frequency. The arrangement of wavelength or frequency of electromagnetic radiations on the basis of increasing or decreasing order is called spectrum. Means, if we arrange these electromagnetic radiations on the basis of their increasing or decreasing order, that is called spectrum. So here, if you look into this diagram, these wavelengths are arranged in increasing order. The violet light has the minimum wavelength in the visible spectrum, that is 390, and then the indigo is more than 390, and while the red has the maximum wavelength in this visible spectrum. So this arrangement of wavelength of radiations in increasing or you may say or decreasing order is called spectrum. As earlier I told you that light comes in small packets. Called quanta. Singular is quantum, and a single quantum of light is known as photon. So remember that the energy content of the photon is inversely proportional. The energy content of the photon is inversely proportional to wavelengths. That is, the shorter wavelengths are more energetic. As the wavelength is decreased, so it is energy content is increased. For example, these violet light has minimum wavelength 390, small wavelength 390, that is 390 nanometer, so it is more energetic. While the red light has more wavelength, so its energy content is less. So the energy content of the photon is inversely proportional to its wavelength, which means that shorter wavelengths are more energetic, or in other words, they have high energy contents than long wavelengths. The more or the wavelength, the less the energy content. The small the wavelength, the more its energy content. So it means that these ultraviolet X-rays, these gamma rays, they are more energetic because they have small wavelength. While on the other hand, infrared radio rays, they are less energetic because they have long wavelength. Now in the last we will study importance of visible light. Most of the light that reaches the Earth's surface is in visible range, and only visible light can drive the process of photosynthesis, can run the process of photosynthesis. Why? Because it contains the right amount of energy absorbed by the photosynthetic pigments. Why only the visible light can run the process of photosynthesis? Because the visible light contains the right amount of energy needed for photosynthesis. On the other hand, you now know that ultraviolet radiations are very energetic, so they damage the chlorophyll and cause its decomposition. Ultraviolet radiations are very energetic, therefore they damage the chlorophyll and cause its decomposition or breakdown. That's why ultraviolet radiations, they are not used in photosynthesis. On the other hand, infrared rays or infrared radiations have too little energy to drive the process of photosynthesis. Therefore, only visible light is used in photosynthesis because it contains the right amount of energy needed for photosynthesis. So this is all about the role of sunlight in photosynthesis. Thank you.